My name is Raghupathy. I am Executive Director of CII Green Business Center. Climate change is one of the important issue, and it's also India should contribute to the mitigation of greenhouse gas emissions. That we are organizing a program today on climate change, basically to create awareness and how do you pursue implementation of greenhouse gas mitigation efforts as well as adaptation measures. So we are having about nearly 70 people from entire Andhra Pradesh and discussing about what are the challenges and what are the key opportunities involved. If you really see, there are enormous amount of opportunities that come out because of trying to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions. First, industry has a challenge and an important role to contribute to minimization of the greenhouse gas emissions. And it's a great opportunity for industry as well. If in the process of mitigating greenhouse gas emissions, actually industry becomes more competitive. You take a cement industry or a paper industry or a steel industry or even a power sector, by reducing the emissions, actually the cost is reduced and the industry becomes more competitive. So in other words, it's a great national contribution on one side and a contribution for its own self. By becoming competitive, your cost gets reduced, so that's why the competitiveness comes. Another great initiative which CA undertook was in terms of promoting green buildings. The green buildings by design and by operation reduces the energy consumption by about 30 to 50%. The typical platinum rated building reduces energy consumption by 40 to 50%. So this is a very significant reduction in terms of reducing greenhouse gas emissions. When you reduce energy consumption by 40 to 50%, you save energy substantially, you reduce the cost substantially. Your operating cost of the building comes down by about 20 to 30%. And this is a direct profit for the owner of the building and the person who is operating inside the building. So that's why we say that the industry becomes competitive when you really involve in the mitigation of greenhouse gas emissions. Yes, bioenergy, renewable energy is a very important aspect. Industry is now seriously looking into implementation of several renewable energy projects. Though the perception is that renewable energy is costly, but the trends are changing drastically now. Now the renewable energy is becoming more and more attractive day by day. For example, many of the corporates are very aggressively investing on solar photovoltaic energy. There are now contracts being signed at Maharashtra, at Andhra Pradesh, as well as at Karnataka. Many of the IT companies, many of the engineering companies are signing for a big contracts with solar photovoltaic companies. The current energy prices from the utility must be around 5 rupees to 7 rupees per unit. In Maharashtra, it's around 7 rupees per unit. Now, solar photovoltaic companies are available at 7 rupees 20 paise per unit or 7 rupees 40 paise per unit. And this is, one is that the contribution of green energy is becoming attractive. So, say for example, a company like Infosys or an IT company is completely trying to get out of the conventional energy. By going for renewable energy, they actually make them self-reliant. The energy is always available to them. They can get rid of the costly diesel power. That is also happening. So in other words, it's a big advantage for the IT companies, for some manufacturing companies to go for more renewable energy. Another interesting project CA is working is a project called SPEED, where we are now closely working with some rural activities. There are certain locations where we have what you call the mobile towers. These mobile towers do not have access to energy. They do not have access to grid power. There we are having renewable energy sources, photovoltaics, biomass and biogas based power, and this energy is generated, stored in batteries and is given to the wind tower, mobile towers. And say on average about 25 to 30 kilowatt is generated, about 10 kilowatt is given to the mobile tower and about 20 kilowatt is given to the rural network, which can be used for rural electrification as well as developing economic activities in rural areas. Imagine that there is no energy available and now energy is available, that means rural economic activity will pick up. And this will make them self-sustained, and at the same time the mobile tower operators will have a guaranteed source of energy. This project is in the pilot stage right now. We in the process, by end of next year, we hope to complete 50 pilot projects across the country. And within 5 years from now, we are hoping at least about 5,000 projects will be there all over the country. I think this will make our mobile towers self-sufficient in energy. At the same time, the rural energy access will also be maintained.